Hey guys, this is Michał from mdbootstrap.com, and in today's video I'm going to show you something really cool, and that is how to import data from Google Spreadsheet to your Bootstrap table. Have a look. Here we have our Bootstrap table, here we have the Google Spreadsheet, and here is a table rendered in the browser. So if I edit any cell in my Google Sheet, let's say instead of Tom I type Mark, and when I refresh my browser, here we have Mark. So in this way we can treat our Google Sheet kind of like a database, a very simple database, but still. Alright, so let's jump into the code. As always in my tutorials, I am using mdbootstrap, which is a free UI kit that greatly extends Bootstrap capabilities. To download it, go to mdbootstrap.com, click big red download button, and once again unzip it and open it with your favorite code editor. I am using Visual Studio Code. We'll start from creating a table in our HTML file. Open index.html and remove existing content. You can leave only container to provide some margin in our project. So get out with this. And now we can create a table. So go to mdb docs and in the search box type table. Here we have tables, and as you can see here are different types of table. Let's say I want a strip table, so I need to use these classes. Let's copy this code and let's paste it here. Now I need to create a head of the table and body of the table. So let's write this basic structure. It's always the same for every table. And table row, table head cell, and here we'll have a name, age, and email. And now table body, and because we are going to populate table body dynamically with our data from Google Sheet, we need to give it an ID, and later we'll use this ID in our JavaScript to place our data inside this specific element. And now we need to create our Google Spreadsheet. So you can type sheet new in your browser and then it will create a new spreadsheet for you. Let's name it tutorial sheet, and let's populate it with some data. You can of course use any data you want. Well, just let me remove this formatting. Now it's okay. So to make your spreadsheet available in a JSON format, so in a format we can use to fetch this data and then populate our table with this, we need to do a few things. The first is we click a file and publish to the web, and here we choose the sheet we want to publish, and here we will leave the web page. We confirm, and here is our spreadsheet available online for anyone with the link. Let's type it, and it works. Now we need to get this data into format of a JSON. Right now it's a regular table and we cannot use it in our project. So to get this as a JSON, we will need to use a special link. But first let me make this window full screen to make it better visible. And now we need to use this special link. And don't worry, I will put all the source code for this tutorial in the description of the video, together with this link. So here you can see we have our sheet ID, and every Google spreadsheet has an ID. So have a look at the link of your spreadsheet, and here between this D letter and edit we have our ID. Let's copy this and replace sheet ID with this specific ID. And here we have our JSON. If you have a look at this JSON object, you can see that here in the entry array we have our data. Now we need to write a simple JavaScript code to get this data and to put them inside our table. To do this, we'll use HTML HTTP request, which is used to interact with servers. And thanks to this, we can fetch the data from the JSON, which is placed on the servers of a Google. So here inside the script section, let's create new HTML HTTP object. And please be aware, I'm using here just a plain JavaScript without any additional library or framework. Now we can use this object together with onReadyState change property to specify a function to be executed every time that status of our HTML HTTP request object changes. So we'll use a simple if statement And what exactly does it mean? When ready state property is 4 and the status property is 200, the response is ready and we can use our content. And in other words, that means that the content from the server has been received successfully and now we can use it in our project. Now let's get the JSON itself. And here we need to put link to our JSON. And finally we can try to get some data, but first let me fix the typos. Alright, coming back to our project, and let's open the console. So now we can store this object in data variable. And when we console log this, we can see it works. Here is our data. So to get the data we want, we need to specify fit and entry array. So yes, it works. And now to get precisely the data we want, we need to use this strange syntax. So let's say we want to use the first object in our entry level, and of course I'm using 0 because JavaScript is 0 means the first item in JavaScript objects. And now we can specify this, and let's say the name. And here we have Mark. Alright, it works. To get all the names, all the ages and all the emails, we need to use a for loop. So let me write a simple for loop. Let's define 3 variables: name, and let's copy this 2 more times, age, email, and now let's specify where exactly in our JSON we should look for this data. Let's see if it works. And here we have all the names: age, email. Alright, so we can even console log this in this way, and looks almost like the table. Now I remove this console log statement, and instead of this I will catch this demo ID to put our data inside of table body element. So I'm going to use get element by ID, and ID is of course demo, and then using a inner HTML to put HTML inside. And now let's create table row opening tag plus table cell inside of this, and here goes our data name, and let's close table cell, and let's open the new one. And here goes age. And let's close it. And let's open another one. And the last one, email. Close table cell plus and close table row. Alright, let's save it and see if it works. Yes, it works. So let's check if we can edit our data directly in our spreadsheet. Let's replace Mark with John, age 45, and it works. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video useful. You can find the source code for this tutorial in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we publish useful video every few days. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.